Tell me about your freshman year football at Roosevelt.
Telling me what?
Freshman year football?
Football?
Yeah.
Like I said, my folks had no money. We had nothing. I didn't know what a basketball was, and I sure didn't know what a football was.
Really?
So, why I went out for football was something I know I'll never understand. Okay. The first thing we get out, this is at Roosevelt, you know where it is, and you get football. I should kick it. I think the first few times I missed it altogether. I mean, I'd never see it before, you know. I never, yeah. I never had a football at home, and so consequently, I didn't. They set me off to the side. I should kick it off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always kicked it and hit it at the top, and it would boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so they see that wasn't going to work. So they put me, these are kids that were, this is ninth grade.
Yeah.
Most of them were there in 8th grade.
Yeah.
This is my first year there. Never see it before. Didn't know what was going on,
Yeah.
So I couldn't kick the ball. So we'll go through some plays. Hell, I didn't know shit from Shinola in there either, And I should punt the ball. It went behind me. I mean, to this day, I don't know how I got my leg that high for the ball to go back. So the next thing was, we went back in the building. I took off the uniform and it never went out again.
Really?
Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, I never played football.
Yeah, no.
And I never played basketball either, because I didn't know any more about that than either. We just didn't know that kind of stuff, you know. St. Paul didn't have that,
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't available, but because Orville Kepke, he was in my class there. He went on and was a top-notch player in basketball, football, you name it,
Yeah.
I was always the dummy that didn't know what the hell was going on. So eventually I just forgot that kind of stuff.
So what did you do during recess then at St. Paul?
During recess. Well, the big thing in at St. Paul was in the middle of the playground, which was only half of this, maybe not even half of what this. Like I told you, there was the church and the parsonage and its homes. And then there was a church and a bunch of homes. So this end was open and the school was here.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't really a lot, you could do, And so during recess, there was Herb Schrader and who the hell was the other one? Herb Schrader. The Schraders were just terrible. I don't know if it was all played dumb or what it was, but it just seemed like the older they got, the dumber they got. It was always everything was a joke. And anyway, Herb Schrader, I don't remember who the other one was. But during recess, they would wrestle, and the rest of us would watch.
Well, that sounds like fun.
I think it was Eugene Grottle. I think that's who the other one was. They were the biggest ones in the class, And
Okay, so all right. So when did you pick up baseball? Because I know you played baseball in high school. For freedom.
Let's put this here. Here's our house. Here's the street, Durkee Street. This is Winnebago Street. The Plants lived right. Well, our house was like this. The Plants right here. She was a bitch. I'll give you an example. You step in their yard, it was hell to play. But she went to St. Trees Church.
Yeah.
And every Sunday morning, instead of walking to the corner and then go to church, she cut through our yard. A hypocrite from the word go,
Yeah.
Oh, she was Kathleen and the other girl, and Eugene. Everybody was nice, and even the old man was just as nice as could be. But she was a bitch. You couldn't do anything. If I remember right, don't quote me on this, but I'm not sure. Our garden ran here's their yard, like this. Our garden ran like this.
Oh.
And there was another home here.
Uh-huh.
And then there back here was apple trees and stuff like that belonged to these neighbors here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we played in the street. It was kind of difficult. The second house on the corner was Bulls. They weren't too happy with us playing in the street, and I forget what the next house. And he went down, and we made damn sure the ball didn't get in their yards, you know, this kind of stuff, you know. On this side was Mrs. Kenyon, who lived on a corner. She could care less what we did. And then the plants lived downstairs. And I forget, did they live also, the girls lived upstairs? I think the girls lived upstairs and the rest of the family lived downstairs. The girls were older.
Mm.
Kathleen and I can't remember, well, it don't make any difference anyway. And the corner house, people kept changing, and Mrs. I forget, she was nice. We used to shovel or drive her sidewalk for her.
Nice.
I mean, she was that nice, you know.
Yeah.
We took care of that for her.
Okay, let's see what else. What about, you say have here new skates and Jones Park.
Oh, you know where Jones's Park is?
Yep.
Well, Eugene Stecker and Eugene LaPlante were the two that I hung around with in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And they had ice skates. And I got ice skates for Christmas.
Oh.
Didn't know the first thing about skating. So they took me down to James's Park. Now, you know how big that rink was?
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to show me how to skate. They took me out in the middle and left and said, now you get back on your own. By the time I got to the, I don't know how many times I fell, but by the time I got back to the side, I was pretty much, I could skate pretty, you know,
Yeah,
I could stay up anyway, you know.
Good friends, good friends.
So that was, then it got to the point where we would put our skates on at home, skate down all on the highway all the way down, and then we'd skate at the rink all, and then we'd skate back home again.
Didn't you have any road crews?
The roads were icy all winter, you know.
Oh.
And they all had a crown to them.
Oh.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, so.
Oh, okay. Tell me about Halloween night. That's number 6 there.
Huh?
Halloween night.
Oh. My uncle, he wasn't my uncle. Him and his, that was aunt and uncle, but they weren't aunt and uncle, let's put it that. But they were just as nice as you could be, you know. And what was I going to say?
Halloween night?
Oh, there was a tradition. Do you remember any of the downtown of Appleton, what the way it used to be?
Little bit.
The Zilke building was over here.
Yeah.
Across the street was Montgomery Ward's.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Oneida Street went across, and then it went around here, and then it went down the hill.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember all that. Okay. Anyway, the big thing was who could get the outhouse on the corner of night on College Avenue first. They'd go steal somebody's night. Everybody in the outlying area had outhouses yet, you know. And so it was who could get it there first, and consequently that brought all the kids to College Avenue, and I remember there wasn't anything rotten going on, but there was always something going on, you know. And my uncle, like I say, it wasn't my uncle, but Uncle Washi, he ended up being chief of police in Appleton.
Oh, I thought he was your real uncle.
Anyway, he always said to me, "You get involved with anything there, I'll be harder on you than any of the other kids." Well, he didn't have to tell me that twice, because he was a big guy, you know, and he was a cop, and in fact, he was plain clothes, you know.
Oh.
And a good example is he was standing on a corner one day by the drugstore there, and a woman in a suit, you know, a woman walked up to him and said, "Hey, Matt, officer."
Yeah.
What was whose last name?
Washi? Washi?
Washi?
Yeah.
Hendricks.
Hendricks. Oh, okay. I've always heard his first name. I never heard his last name. Okay. And let's see, what else you got on your list here?
Yeah, they had two boys. Bob was a great big guy, and Jack was your average kid, you know. And what the hell I was going to say? Oh, he went on to be a pastor.
Oh, yeah?
And they went to First English Lutheran, which was over by City Park there.
Yeah, it still is. Okay, and
but anyway, they would be soaping windows and shit like that down College Avenue, you know. And he always said, "If you get involved in any of that stuff, I'll go twice as hard on you as I will on the rest of them." Well, he didn't have to say that twice, you know. I mean, somebody that big say that, you know.
That scares the crap out of you. Okay, and what is this? Something about the fire station furnace?
Showcats?
Yeah.
We lived here on Durkee Street, Shilkart Jews.
Oh, okay.
Across the street was this changed a lot. Barbara Booth was one. The Booth girls were one. They always thought their shit was good to eat, you know. But anyway, there was. You go around and Shulkrats were over here. They were Jews. They were when they used to still go around collecting rags and stuff like that. You know, that changed years later, but at that time that was still how they did it. You know, and okay, on Saturday night after 6 o'clock, they couldn't do a thing. So in the wintertime, or when it was cold out, at 6 o'clock, I would be over to their house and start the fire and put enough wood on it to last for the night.
Oh, because they couldn't?
Huh?
They couldn't do it themselves?
They couldn't do anything like that.
Oh.
So that's how that was.
Oh. Well, that was nice of you.
And you ain't gonna believe what I got paid. You remember comic books?
Yeah.
Okay. Now tear the covers off of it.
Why would you do that?
Well, just tear the covers off of it.
Yeah.
I'd go over there and I'd start that fire, and I don't remember if I got one comic book or if I got two. That's how I got paid.
Ah. Well, still,
See,
nice thing to do.
what they did is if books like that became outdated in the store, they would take them off and they would tear the covers off. The covers would be sent back to the company and they'd get credit for it. And the rest of it was just reprocessed locally.
Oh.
That's the way it worked then.
Oh, and you got the leftover. Huh. Nice. Okay, number 8. Biking with Betty Graper to Claddy's.
Number 8?
Yeah.
Oh. Betty's Graper, my cousin, and Gladys Olenbrook both worked at the Equity Co-op, which was on Division Street, almost to the right next door to Cohen's and the railroad tracks.
Okay.
Okay. Betty lived by us, and Gladys lived almost out by Freedom Lutheran Church.
Oh.
Those houses along there.
Yeah.
One of them was there.
That's quite a ways.
So she got the idea one day we were going to take a bike ride over there.
That's quite a ways.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. Here's me. Here's Mead Street, I think. I forget what this is. But anyway, Gladys lived over here, over by St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Okay. You'd come up, the Apple Creek Road went up.
Yep.
The tavern was right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were going to take this bike ride. Okay, we got up in here, and we didn't turn. We just kept going. We kept going. Okay, up here is Five Corners.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You went that far?
So we went right by up here. Then we went over here. Well, now we got to go back home.
You never got to her house?
I don't remember if we went this way or not. But anyway, we went back home. I don't remember. It was estimated how far we had walked or had ride bike, and it was like if I remember, it was like 8 or 10, 12 miles.
Yeah, that's a little bike ride.
Yeah.
All right, and the last thing you have on here was Dorothy's first driving.
Oh, yeah. The house. Shed. Open area.
Mm-hmm.
Barn. Road here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I should have given myself more room here, but say this is wider.
Mm-hmm.
The cars, the driveway was here.
Mm-hmm.
They'd come up and park the cars in like here.
Uh-huh.
There was only one or two that would be there, but I mean, that's where they were.
Yep.
And he had to be one of his slowest day of thinking.
Who?
Because it was...
Who's slow?
He was going to show her how to drive.
Grandpa?
Huh?
Grandpa? Grandpa was going to show her, Dorothy?
My dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, was going to show my sister how to drive.
Okay.
So the car is facing this way.
Yeah.
Okay. They get in it, and she starts it up, and he must have said, you bring your left foot up, and you put your right foot down. So she did. Both wide open, and they're heading this way. So it's backing up this way.
Yeah.
So he grabs the wheel and he turns it and go down here, and there was a bunch of trees right here.
Yeah.
She took that right off. I mean, that was with her foot right down to the floor. Well, when she got done, the van, we had an old van that was Schlafer's delivery van.
Yeah.
I never found out, I don't, to this day, can't tell you if we owned it or if we were using it.
Oh.
But anyway, after that, we were owning it.
That's funny.
The bumper was pushed way in, the trim panel there. The back door was smashed in, but she did a good job on it, I'll tell you that. I often thought, I mean, this is done with a Ford V8 motor going wide open, you know.
Oh. Wow.
And she like that. So he wouldn't hit the barn, you know, is what he was thinking, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, by the time she hit them trees and they were gone.
Did he ever take her driving
so
again?
We kept driving that panel truck is what it was.
Yeah.
We kept driving it until when I was in the service. It makes me mad when I think about it. I wanted to save it. They only made 116 of them.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, can you imagine what that?
Yeah.
Anyway, he junked it, and the boys junked my car. They drove it while I was in the service, and they destroyed it.
Oh, man.
And the Model A I had was there. Okay, that was all here. He sold the Model A for $10 and junked my car and the van.
Oh.
And you don't think my sister had a high place in the house compared to the rest of us?
What, did she get the car? Why? Did she get the car or what?
Huh?
What, did she get the car?
What she needed?
Oh, the money he gave to her?
Huh? Yeah.
Did he give her the money from your car?
I don't know who got that.
Oh, okay.